Welcome back to Marathon Mortgage Happy Hour. I am Mike Witzak.
I am Rory Farrell coming at you from the future, 2024.
Yes, I was going to say Happy New Year. Coming at you from the future. We're in 2024.
That was a cool thing to say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Anyway, it's
It's not a good start to 2024.
what?
what
So
are you
it
gonna
is.
do?
It's probably because it's dry January and we're not drinking.
Yeah, I'm not firing on all cylinders.
We're not firing all cylinders. So.
And you are also not firing on all cylinders. You literally haven't eaten in 72 hours, though.
Yeah. I just ate my first. I wouldn't even call it a meal. First snack, really. Of trail mix downstairs for 72 hours. So yeah, I'm a little exhausted. So
Be a good one.
yeah. So let's get into our non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, happy dry January for those who are joining me. Every January I do this, try and be a little healthier, try and like kind of reset things. It's not just the alcohol, it's, maybe hitting the gym more or doing 100 push-ups a day or whatever the case is. So January I try and like reset a little something, a little challenge. And it sounded like you started your year with that, with your fast as well. So hopefully, it sets us on the right path for a successful 2024. But we are doing non-alcoholic beers for January, for the 4 episodes in January. Like I said, I do this every year. I've tried a bunch of non-alcoholic beers. A lot of them don't taste good, or they don't taste like beer. They don't taste like a good beer. What I have found is Collective Arts is a great brewery that in and of itself, they do great normal beers, quote unquote, but they have a great series of non-alcoholic as well. So, and what I noticed this year is they actually have a variety pack with 4 different styles. So I picked up just this, we're going to start with an IPA, non-alcoholic IPA. Again, Collective Arts out of Stowe, Vermont, which I think last episode we did Alchemist and they were from Stowe as well. But this brewery is kind of cool too. The can art is always very cool. They partner with local artists and really artists all over the world to create the can art, and then they make the beer and they do like this collaborative thing. So this can art is from a digital art studio called Glide and Glow out of Toronto.
There you go.
So shout out to those guys. Shout out to Collective Arts.
Shout out Drake.
Shout out to Drake. So we'll see how this goes.
Let's get right into the news.
There we go.
Oh, smells like beer. A little off, but it smells like beer. Yeah. Right?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it smells like a beer. It's dry hopped. It's an IPA. It's hazy. You can tell it's a little breadier or wheatier than a normal beer because it doesn't have that alcohol bite to kind of offset the sweetness of the grains that it's made with. So non-alcoholics always, to me at least, my palate always tend to be a little sweeter.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it tastes like a beer that doesn't have alcohol in it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it tastes like.
But I will say, these will get me through January. Sometimes you just want like a little something.
Yeah.
Especially in like social situations, like having something in your hand.
Yeah, true.
So
You know what will get me through January?
Huh.
Beer.
All right, well then let's get through this podcast.
Yeah,
I actually like this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as good as a real IPA, but what do you expect?
True.
So, what's the big news in the industry? What's going on with rates?
Rates are coming down.
That's what everyone says. So we have seen a little bit of that at the end of 2023, leading into 2024. The big news is that the Fed's going to drop the Fed funds rate, 3-4 times over the next year. They're feeling good about inflation. They're feeling good about the recession. And that leads itself into mortgage rates, not directly, but indirectly also falling. So no one's got a crystal ball, but that's what we all expect. So everyone's kind of speculating on how does that affect the real estate industry? And maybe you can speak to that. How are lowering interest rates going to affect, the market and availability of homes and the competition?
Yeah. So you want me to just speak
get
to
into it,
Okay.
man.
All right, dude.
Put you on the spot.
All right, my bad. So when rates are coming down, a lot of people are going to obviously hear about that, which they have. And what that's going to do is cause a lot of stimulation in the market. So people are going to want to get back into buying a home because they stopped when rates were high. They're like, hey, rates are 8%. I don't want to buy right now.
Waiting for the market to crash.
Wait for the market to crash. Okay. Never happens. And what ends up happening is rates go down. Market gets stimulated. Now there's 1 million people trying to buy a house.
Same inventory.
Same inventory, no inventory, and people are just bidding like crazy. So we have a little sheet here.
Yeah, not that you can see it. I put this up on my Instagram. I put it up on our
blow
Facebook.
it. I'll put it on the screen.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
So basically, when I was putting this together, and I actually got a little inspiration from a past guest, Pat Menzel. He's like, I love numbers. People want to see numbers. Numbers make things real. So shout out to Pat. But so I put together this kind of like comparative of like, hey, what happens if you buy now versus what happens if you buy later?
Mm-hmm.
So again, he'll pop it up on the screen or, check my Instagram. But if you were to buy now, let's say based on today's market, a $500,000 loan amount at, let's say 6.5%
Yep.
interest rate, your monthly principal and interest is going to be $31.60.
Yep.
Right? Just basic math. Let's say that the market increases a little bit, competition goes up, home prices increase, and now all of a sudden for that same house that you were to buy today, you now have to buy it with a loan amount of $550, so up 50
Yep.
grand. We're playing with numbers here, but it's not out of the realm of possibility for that to happen.
No, you got to overbid on something.
Yeah, and then let's say,
we've seen people overbid much more than $50,000. So
sure. And then let's say that rates do drop, a point or 7/8. So now your rate is 5.625 6 months from now, right? Your principal and interest portion of your monthly payment is $31.66. So now because you waited for rates to drop, 7/8 or a point, you spent $50 or $50,000 more on the same exact home that you would have bought today, and your monthly payment is effectively exactly the same.
Whereas if you get into this home for 6.5%, 6.589% APR, by the way, and
Regulations.
your principal and interest is $31.60 for this property, but you have it for $500,000 loan amount, and you can just refinance.
Yeah. So now you've built equity over the past couple months.
Yup.
You can still refinance if and when those rates get better.
Yep.
And we can help you with when it makes sense to refi, when it doesn't make sense to refi. There's always a little bit of a break even, and we can talk about the pros and cons of all that. But you're now built, so you bought it for $500,000. You have $50,000 worth of built-in free equity over those 6 months in this scenario. So now you have more equity in the property. You can still lower your monthly mortgage payment. Maybe you get rid of PMI. Maybe you just lower your monthly principal and interest. So, no one's got a crystal ball. We should preface all of that by saying, no one knows exactly what's going to happen. But if you're comfortable with that payment now, the icing on the cake is 6 months from now, maybe you refinance.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't, but you're not sitting on the sidelines waiting for things to happen that nobody knows whether they'll happen or not.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
I hope I don't eat these words 6 months from now.
Yeah, for real. True. Also
But
true.
I will say, personally, we just bought a house in November 2023, so literally 6 weeks ago. So personally, I'm waiting for a couple more months, and I feel, I'm gambling on myself here. I'm gambling with my own personal finances that rates will come down and I'll be able to refinance. So
I love gambling.
I'm so glad that I bought when I did. And hey, rates get better.
Rates get better.
So
yeah,
I'm not just preaching. This is my real life.
Do you got wins? My win's pretty obvious, but what's your win?
We've had a really fun first couple days of the year talking about all of the possibilities of what might happen over the next year.
Yep.
I think just generally everyone feels better about 2024 than they did going into 2023. I'm just excited about it. It's like kind of this new reinvigorated, I'm excited about the industry. I'm excited about working with new clients. I'm excited about rates that we can offer. Personally, I'm excited about being able to refinance my own property and save $1,000 a month or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I'm in a good mood, and I'm reinvigorated. I'm excited about the relationships that I worked on building in 2023 and seeing come to fruition in 2024. So just nothing specific, but a general good feeling about the next year.
Nice.
So,
yeah, I feel the same way. So,
excited about eating again. Is that a win?
My win is doing the fast, 3 days, no food. Yeah, just happy I did it. I almost broke last night. I was really close to breaking last night.
I need to go to bed.
Rolling in my bed, tossing and turning. My head hurt. I was legitimately dreaming about food, and I'm like, all right, bro. I've gotten this far. Let's just go to bed and I'll wake up. Yeah, so today
I'm interested to hear how your next couple days goes and how you feel as you start easing back into food.
Yeah. So, but fun thing I think I'm going to do for the end of every podcast. I'm just going to say some quote at the end of every podcast now.
Wait. I can't wait.
No, I heard this one the other day. I like it. I like
Okay,
it.
just
It's
FYI, this is a curveball for me. I don't know
yes,
what's about
you
to
have
come
no
out of his
idea
mouth.
what's about to come out of my mouth. No, it's a very simple one. It's pretty nice. Interesting things happen when you do interesting things. So there you
I
go.
like that.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh?
I love it.
So do more interesting things. Start a podcast and talk about mortgages. It's pretty interesting. Maybe
Do it
drink
fast.
a beer. Yeah, do it fast. Who knows? So,
At least gives you something to talk about at a party.
yeah.
right.
Exactly. It's all about the stories. I think life is a lot about stories. So are your stories fun, or does nobody want to hear your stories?
I went through a huge phase of my life when I was living in California, just saying yes to like almost anything.
Yeah.
If someone said, like, even if you were like, I don't know, that won't be fun, just do it. You know, you never know.
Just do it for sure.
Say yes.
Yeah, be uncomfortable. All right.
Say yes to buying
Later.
a house now
Oh yes, buy a house.
and use us.
Yes, please.
All right.
All right. Peace.
Happy 2024.
Bye.
Just ain't vegan. What the f is love? Don't need a reason to die. We die just because.